on, everybody? Welcome back to ASMR Soldier. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Today we're going to be going over the top 20 positive affirmations that you can tell yourself. And I'm going to be elaborating a little bit on every single one, just a little bit. Alright, so without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, positive affirmation number 1. I have it right here pulled up on my laptop, so if you see me looking down, I'm looking at the list, okay? Number 1 is, I have the power to control my own thoughts. Now with this one, it's going to take a little bit of practice because in everyday life, there's just constant negativity, right? From getting stuck in red lights back to back to back to sitting next to that person at work that you can't stand, or maybe you're running a little bit late to run some errands, right? So all these little things become a very continuous trend in our lives, and our body picks up on it in the form of just negativity. So you have to make the very conscious effort to kind of reverse that. Okay, and you kind of have to find the silver lining and be able to control your own thoughts. But you have to actively practice this every single time that you feel yourself falling into negativity. All right. Positive affirmation number 2. I allow myself to be who I am without judgment. I think this one's a really hard one, and it's one that everybody in the world struggles with. I used to struggle with it myself included. This one's pretty self-explanatory. Do things that you enjoy, right? Make decisions based off what's going to be best for you, not based off what other people are going to think about you, or what other people may think of that decision or what it is that you're doing. Because at the end of the day, people are going to judge you. So if they're going to judge you, they might as well be judging you on something that's going to positively impact your life. Okay, if you're afraid to start the gym, who cares? Go ahead, start that gym, right? If you're afraid that people are going to judge you because maybe you want to start a YouTube channel, who cares? Start the YouTube channel, right? So you have to kind of take a step back and do things that are going to be effective and helpful for you, and not for other people. All right. Number 3. I am confident I can achieve any goal. This is a really good one. Okay, there was this Navy SEAL who talked about this rule, and this rule was called the 70-30 rule. And it's a little bit, this analogy is a little bit guided more towards fitness, physical fitness. When you think that you are completely done, that you can't run another mile, that you can't do another push-up, or whatever it is, you are only 70% done. And that is your brain trying to keep you in your comfort zone. You still have 30% left over in your tank, and 30% that you can give. And the reason our brain does this is to keep us in our comfort zone, because we've never gone outside of this limit. So our body's like, hey, well, we're done. When in reality, you can still keep doing that. So once you realize that you're only 70% done, right, that you still have some fuel left in your tank, you can really kind of trick your brain into going that extra mile and achieving anything. Maybe you're trying to study for a really difficult test. Maybe you suck at math like I do. I am awful at math. But maybe you just tell yourself, hey, another 10 minutes working on this one particular area is going to help me out and benefit me. Once you start doing that, goals, they're going to start just getting checked off the list because you're just going to start knocking them off. All right. Number 4, I choose to be happy right now. And this is definitely one of my favorite ones because everything is a choice. We choose how we react to the world around us. We can't choose what happens to us or what happens around us. We are in a constant state of reacting around us. So if you're feeling unhappy, that's okay. You're not going to be happy and joyful and gleeful all the time, right? Life's tough. Life's full of challenges and speed bumps. But when you make the conscious decision and effort to be happy right now, it changes your entire mindset to a more positive one, and that just keeps tying into all the other ones that I've been mentioning, right? So the minute you start to consciously tell yourself, okay, I'm not happy with this situation, but I choose to be happy right now, you kind of check your emotions out of it and you start to think a little bit more logically. You can come up with a list or a game plan of what it is that you need to do to move ahead and move over this challenge and this hurdle. Okay, I like this one. I like that one a lot. Number 6, I welcome positivity every day. All these just keep kind of tying in with each other, right? You gotta let that energy come to you. You gotta consciously and with a very intentional purpose block out all the negative energy. That could be people, that could be situations that maybe you find yourself in, that you kind of keep finding yourself in. You gotta block those out and only welcome the positivity. You ever find that one person that's just constantly negative? They're always upset about something. They're always angry at something. And have you noticed that when they come around, now you're feeling negative and you're feeling just drained? These are energy vampires and they are everywhere. Okay? Once you identify that person, unfortunately, if you have to interact with them every day, that's cool. Just brush it off. Just take it with a grain of salt and just ignore them, because if they get to you, if you allow them to just drain all your positive energy, they're gonna come back and they're gonna take that and then they're gonna move on to the next person and just try to drain their energy. That was a pretty good one. Let me take a quick break. I'm telling you, I should be sponsored by these guys. I drink. I'm a pretty healthy person, but I swear there's something in this stuff. I am addicted. That's good stuff right there. Okay. This is positive affirmation number 7. Alright. I am good enough. You have to understand that whatever progress you've made to get to right here makes you good enough. You can continue to further yourself and to further your progress, right? But just know that right now in this moment you are good enough. Okay, God has made you into His perfect creation. Emotions, flaws, perfections, and imperfections. You have to accept that you are good enough. But if you want to be better, you have to take those steps. But never, and I say this 100%, never, ever, ever talk bad about yourself. Even if it's in your head. Never tell yourself, man, I suck. Oh, man, I'm not good at this. Man, I'm so dumb. I'm so stupid. Never. You have to constantly tell yourself that you are enough. Because the minute you start to have that little internal conversation with yourself, it starts to become a little bit more and more firm, a more and more firm belief in yourself that you are not good enough and that you do indeed suck. When it's the opposite. Once you start to tell yourself, man, I'm okay at math, but I could be better. Not, I suck at math. I hate it. Absolutely hate it. It's because I suck. And I can't add. And 2 plus 2, I can't figure it out. Never put yourself down. Never belittle yourself. Understand that you are good enough. Okay? Sorry. Number 8, positive affirmation. Number 8, I have the power to change my story. And I think that this is 100% true. Okay, what happened yesterday has already been written on that page. The ink is already dry. So don't worry about it. Okay, yesterday's mistakes should not impact your future in a negative way. If anything, if let's say you messed up yesterday, right? Take that as a learning lesson so that tomorrow's page can be written positively by you. And the only way that could be done is if you take control, right? Like I've been saying, take control of your thoughts. Recognize, okay, I kind of messed up yesterday, but I'm not going to make the same mistake today, right? Wake up with just a purpose of whatever it is that you got going on or whatever it is that you have to do. Wake up with a purpose and know that the day is written by you. Now, there's going to be outside characters, right? You're the main character of the movie. There's going to be supporting roles. Now, those people may impact you, may impact your day in a negative way. What did I say? It's up to us how we react to it, right? We have to react to it in a positive way so that we can control and change our story and write it for today and tomorrow and so on. All right, number 9. Number 9. I know my worth. This one ties a little bit in with knowing that I am good enough, right? Those two, I think, go a little bit hand in hand. Knowing that you are good enough, and then knowing your worth. If you feel that you're underpaid at work, go into your boss's office, right? And tell them, hey, sir, hey, ma'am, I've been at the company XY years. This is what I've done, and I feel I am underpaid for my efforts, and etc., right? Did you know, this is a study that you can find, did you know that women are less likely to ask for a raise? All you have to do is ask a lot of the times, because you have to know your worth. So if you go into your boss's office and you ask them, hey, this is what kind of employee and worker I am. This is how productive I am. This is how valuable I am to the company. I believe I deserve a raise of X percent. Okay? If you guys like The Office, there's an episode where Michael and Jan are debating a pay raise, and I just thought that was a pretty funny reference. But know your worth, and then go after it. Go after it. Alright. Number 10. I feel like I've been talking for forever. I'm sorry. Number 10. I can do anything I put my mind to. This one, again, I think ties in with the other one we talked about, of achieving any goal you set to achieve. Because once you start thinking that positive mindset and just kind of block out negativity, and you start to give yourself those little pep talks, you'll find that you can achieve and accomplish a lot more than you give yourself credit for. there's been so much in my military career that I thought I couldn't achieve, that I thought was out of reach, right? Because I've never done it. And once I did put my mind to it and started telling myself, hey, you can do this, or you've got a reason to do this, and you kind of back it up with why you even started it in the first place, you'll realize that it becomes a little bit easier to push a little bit harder. So if you put your mind to something that you really, really want, you shouldn't be deterred. Life's going to throw its jabs at you, but you should still push forward and keep going for it. Right? Number 11, I am capable of great things. Absolutely. I think every single one of us on this planet was put here for a reason. Now, someone's reason may seem more impactful looking from the outside in. It may seem a little bit more impactful. Let me ask you this. What if you're driving by a bridge one day and you see a person standing on the edge, over the bridge, ready to jump, and you pull over and you talk them out of, taking their life? Would you feel that you have fulfilled maybe some purpose that you didn't even know you were here to fulfill? What if you were just meant to be on that road, on that night, on that day, on that night, at that time? You have to know that you are capable of achieving great things. And if you think that those great things are too little or too insignificant, then I implore you to go back to the others that we've listed and start to get out of that negative mindset and going more into that positive affirmation and that positive control of your thoughts. Because nothing is too insignificant. You're not comparing yourself to other people and their achievements. You're comparing yourself to who you were yesterday. Because every single day you set a new standard for who you are as a person. Your morals, your character. Okay, if yesterday you showed up 5 minutes late and you backtalked to your boss and you had an attitude with everybody around work, that's the new standard. It's not a good one, right? But if the next day you show up early, you apologized, and you're having good interactions with all your coworkers, now that's your new standard. I think that's a pretty good one. And then you just improve and improve and improve. And then after 100 days, you just have a massive impact around you, right? Positive. You gotta think positively. Okay, the next one. This is number 12. I love myself as I am. Guys, we have to love ourselves as we already are, right? You have one body, one mind, and one life to live. So there's no point in beating yourself up for the rest of the day, for the rest of the year, for the rest of your life. If you're not happy with who you are, okay, if you want to get in better shape, if you want to gain some weight, or if you want to lose some weight, first you have to be happy with who you are. And by that I mean, look, find that silver lining, right? Be happy that you're at least alive. Okay, check. Okay, I can walk. I haven't lost any limbs. Okay, check. Go for a walk, right? Oh, okay, check. Go for a short jog. Okay, check. Go for a short run. Check. Then you go for a longer run. Check. And a little longer, faster run. Check. You have to find a silver lining and already be comfortable with who you are. But there's no problem with trying to improve either. There's always room for improvement, and I do believe that. I believe that once we become content, we kind of lose what brings joy to our life, which is a constant pursuit of some achievement. That's me personally. I think if we're constantly striving to achieve any goal, no matter how small, we find some joy in that. Yeah, I do believe that very firmly. Okay, number 13. I am letting go of doubt and fear. Guys, let me tell you, fear and doubt controlled a very large portion of my youth and my young adulthood. I was terrified when I first enlisted in the army. I had no idea what I got myself into, right? And here I am a decade later, over a decade later, and I've accomplished and achieved some things that my 19-year-old self just would not fathom. It's kind of ridiculous to think the things I used to be afraid of. I used to be petrified of heights. And after so many experiences in the army that kind of forced me into situations where I had to be high or I had to be on a harness and rappel off a tower, I realized that a lot of this stuff was self-induced. It was just doubt and fear, and it was literally just holding me back. It was like an anchor in the sea. It wouldn't let me move forward. And once I realized that and identified that, I was able to kind of get my emotions in check a little bit more. Going back to the height thing, I was petrified of heights, but I needed to do something about it because I felt crippled by those fears, right? And I was able to, you overcome some things, and honestly, some things that when you look back on it, you're like, wow, that was so little, but in that moment felt so impactful, so huge. Climbing a rope that's 15 feet off the ground, right? Let's say 11 years ago, would have petrified me, right? Because you start creating all those negative thoughts. What if I lose my grip? Oh my God, what if I slip? What if I land wrong? And then when I got down from that rope, I had realized that I had climbed a 20-foot rope. It was actually 20 feet. They tricked me. A 20-foot rope. And I came down with no issues, right? Because I conquered that fear and I faced it. And I came on the other side of it, a stronger individual. And now climbing a rope and rappelling from a tower that's 60 feet high doesn't seem like a big deal to me anymore because that fear is now in check. Okay, so I think that's a big one. Number 13, alright? Put a little check on that one, right? Let go of fear and doubt. Number 14, this one ties into the one we just talked about. Number 14 is, I believe in my abilities. And when I say this, there's no other way to say it. Like, we are all so capable, and a lot of us don't know that because we are stuck in our comfort zone, and our brain and our body is telling us to not go any further because it's uncomfortable. But once you do, once you step one foot, and I'm getting chills, once you step one foot outside that comfort zone, you are going to realize and just see how capable you really are. And I think once you guys realize that, and once you finally take that step outside the box, your world's going to open up. Your world's going to open up. You're not going to be afraid to do things. You're not going to be doubtful of yourself. We all have doubt. Okay, we all have fears. We all fear failure. But once you trust your abilities and realize, wow, I just did that. I wonder what else I can do. And then you start going and going and going, and next thing you know, you're become a freaking monster because you've conquered your fears and you're trusting your abilities. Alright, this is number 15. I am prepared for and welcome new challenges. I love these, man. These are great, right? Being prepared in the sense of accepting new challenges, being open to the idea of new challenges being presented. Because if you're experiencing the same challenges over and over and you haven't mastered them, then that tells me that you haven't really resolved that. Right? If you face something today, but then tomorrow you face the same thing and you're just like, okay, I got it. This is easy. You got to grow from that. Right? And then welcoming new challenges. That could be a new assignment at work, or that could be a new personal record at the gym, right, for a lift. You have to welcome those, and you have to trust your abilities, and then you have to let go of fear. So all of these are kind of tying into each other. And you don't have to tell yourself these every single day, not all of them, but you can pick a couple, right, and just repeat it to yourself. I did this thing where in the mirror, I wrote down little sticky notes, right, and I wrote a couple things too. I wrote a couple of these, just different wordage, a while back, and when I'm brushing my teeth, and when I'm doing my hair, I would just look at them and just repeat them over and over, and it's great. You know, that stuff really does help. Number 16, I am lovable. We are all capable of love. We are capable of receiving love, and we are capable of giving love. Now, what people misconstrued all the time is that love is a feeling. No, love is an action. Guys, if you hear that, that's the wind. It's a little bit windy outside right now, and it's blowing the trees all over the place. But back to what I was saying. Love is not a feeling. Shocker, right? Love is an action. It's a verb. It's what you do for someone and what someone does for you. Okay? Just because you feel certain things when you're around people doesn't mean you love them. It's what you're willing to do for them that makes you love them. If you're willing to drive 50 miles to see your significant other, you know, that's a lovable action, right? If you're willing to open up and be vulnerable to your significant other, that's a lovable action. Okay, so we are all capable of giving and receiving love, and I implore you to do that. Obviously, be a little guarded. Don't just be giving out love like Oprah Winfrey on her show, okay? Because people will take advantage of you. They will hurt you, and I don't want to see any one of you guys get hurt. Okay, so accept when someone is loving you. All right. Number 17, I am capable. Yeah, you are. We're all capable. We're all capable of great things, of achieving great things. We're all capable of giving and receiving love. We're all capable of being kind. Can you imagine a world where everybody does one kind act a day and just reciprocates over and over? It'll be exponential, and the world would be just a phenomenal place full of love, and instead of hate, right? Because there's so much negativity. Number 18, I am strong and confident. This one's a little tricky, right? Because a lot of us lack self-confidence, right? I used to lack self-confidence a lot. And you know how you gain confidence? achieving goals, no matter how little they are. If you achieve a goal, you slowly start to gain confidence, right? Let's say you want to run a marathon by the end of the year, and you set out a game plan, right? A marathon's it's a long distance, and it could be very painful. I've done 2 marathons in my younger years. They're very painful, emotionally draining once you get to a certain distance. But I trained up for it, so I started running, every day a week, even if it was just for a mile a day. Okay, that became easier. I became a little bit more confident. Then I started running 3 miles every 2 days. That became easier. And the more you check off little things, and the more you achieve in small increments, the more confidence you gain, right? And you can't gain confidence without achieving goals, no matter how small. So tell yourself that. I believe this is one that you should pick and tell yourself every single morning that you are strong and confident. Number 19. Almost there. Number 19, guys. I am grateful for my life. That's a good one. I tell you what, my life could have been so different. There's some things that I can't control. For example, my son lives with his mother out of state, right? So I don't get to see him face to face, but maybe once or twice a year. And that sucks. That's really hard. It took me a long time to I don't want to say accept that because it still sucks, but it took me a long time to really, what's the word I'm looking for? Be okay with it, because I started looking for the little things that mattered, right? We video chat every single day. Thank God, right? Thank God for technology. My son and I video chat every single day, and it's those little things that made me grateful, that he would reach out to me. He's young, that he reaches out to me and wants to interact with me, through video. And you just have to be grateful for your life. Things could be way worse. My son could not want to talk to me. He cannot want to have anything to do with me, but he does. So I'm very grateful for that. And hopefully down the road, I'll be a little closer to him, and I'll be grateful for that too. So you have to be grateful for your life. Be grateful for what you have, because it could be a lot worse. Some people could have a lot less. Just be grateful. All right, guys. The final one, number 20. I am proud of myself. I like this one too, because you should be proud of yourself for what you've achieved up to this point, what you've done to get here. And if you think that you're just here for no reason and you haven't achieved anything, then you should really look back in your life and contemplate it, because I guarantee you, if you look hard enough, you will find something that you've achieved, and something that you're proud of, and something that you should be proud of. But be proud of yourself. You've made it this far. Don't give up. There's so much life to live. There's so much to accomplish and achieve. And there's so much to give. Guys, thank you so much for clicking on the video and making it all the way to the end. If you could do me the favor of hitting the like button, I would greatly appreciate it. This has been amazing. I love talking positive affirmation because I feel it's so important to growth. And the next time that you're feeling down, look back on the list that we just went over. And never forget how great you can be and how worse things can be. Be happy that you've got what you've got. If you want more, that's fine. But be happy with what you've got now. Okay, if you've got food, if you've got a roof over your head, if you've got people that care about you, and you're ahead of the game. Alright, y'all, I'm gonna let you go. I hope you guys have a blessed night. This is ASMR Soldier. And remember, I've got your 6.